Here we go. The first month of the first year of 2025, according to Flying Stars Feng Shui. Let's take a look at how we look at Chinese astrology and the floor plan of your home for the Flying Stars energy that's coming in for this year, and especially how we begin this very transformative fiery year of the snake. So welcome. My name is Lydia. This is the Feng Shui and Bazi Chinese Astrology channel. On this channel, I often read the charts of famous people. I think it helps us to better understand our own lives and our own astrology. As you can tell, if you've seen my videos, I have not done the big clean for 2025 yet. That is coming up this weekend. And then I will be placing new artwork and new feng shui cures and getting ready myself. It is a very busy time for me. I am desperately trying to catch up with all my client updates for their Bazi Astrology charts and the feng shui of their homes. And this is something I offer every year. So anyway, if this speaks to you, please subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss a single video. Share it with a friend if you think they'd like it as well. And right now, this is the very last piece of time in which I'm offering a free 2025 update when you order a written chart with me. So take advantage of that. And it also offers not only what your 2025 is about, but a month-by-month analysis, which is so helpful when you're trying to navigate when is the best time to travel, when is the best time to make a career move, so that you are really working with the energy specific to your astrology. So this is a blog that I will put a link to below in the description, so you can check out this information. We are an affiliate with Feng Shui Mall, has some of the best Feng Shui cures. And I know a lot of things are sold out, but there's still plenty of 2025 cures for you to get. So let's take a hot pause, friends. So 2024 Year of the Dragon has just ended with the full moon in Cancer on the 13th of January. The 29th is the new moon that brings in the year of the snake. The first day of the first month is February 3rd. Always falls right around the 3rd or 4th, depending on your time zone. Now, that all being said, this is the time I will put all the new year links so that you can look at all those videos. There is a specific way to prepare for a year so that you are in the best alignment for the energies coming in. Now, one of the things that I did in 2024 was I told the story of the dragon, and I did it in 4 parts with each quarter, and you all seem to really enjoy that. I love storytelling, so I'm going to continue that. So that video of part 1 of the story of the year of the snake will be coming out in the next week. And I generally put out 2 or 3 videos a week, depending on what's happening in our world. I do cover a lot of astrology of current events. It seems to be something that you all are interested in, and I am too. I think with the chaotic environment that we have found ourselves, I also, like you, am looking for answers as to why. Why are things the way they are? Why are certain politicians rising and others falling? Why are some states in the United States on fire and other places are flooding or under feet of snow, right? There is a part of us, I think, that knowledge gives us power. That power can lead to feeling a measure more stable, or at least you have an idea of what to expect going forward. There's a measure of security, I suppose, to all that. So the year of the snake is going to be a rough ride. All right. There's no other way around it. And for all the New Year updates I've done, I've seen a trend with many astrology charts that are really pointing to a year that is going to give us a lot of transformative moments that will continue to come back, circling back throughout the year. For instance, if you start the year off with a big change in your life, let's say there's a breakup in a relationship, or you're starting a new job or whatever, I guarantee that whatever that is, it's going to keep circling back around for revisions, revisits, all the words, right? Rework it, replay it, figure it out again and again and again. Don't allow yourself to be so arrogant as to think that you're going to make any changes this year and the first time is going to be enough or have the results that you're looking for. And all that being said, there are 3 months to this year that should be highlighted on your calendar: February, May, and August, and November. November is the pig, which is the enemy of the snake. The monkey is the beginning of autumn. And that, when you have yang metal and the yang fire of the snake, is kind of like this combustive, explosive energy. The month of the snake herself is going to be an amplification of the year's astrology. So in May, you want to pay extra attention to what is going on. It will give you the flavor of the rest of your year and hopefully help you understand what's been going on so far. February, we begin with a semi-fire penalty. Now, this will only impact you if you have a snake, a tiger, a monkey in your chart, in your Bazi birth chart. And we all have the 4 pillars: our year, month, day, and hour of our birth. So again, it's a very interesting time to get your Chinese astrology read, and such a useful tool for sure. Now, what does the fire penalty mean for us collectively? What if this is not in your astrology at all, but it's going to impact the world around us? We're looking at more lawsuits in the news, more legal battles, or new information about existing lawsuits that are going on. This is also about seeing people falling, like people being defamed. You think of Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively and that whole thing that's going on, which just seems so trivial, doesn't it, in the wake of everything else going on? And yet that's a thing. It's a thing. And they both have something to say. Anyway, things like that. A sudden loss of money, a sudden ending to a career, a sudden shift in relationship. So there is a lot of instability, somebody becoming terribly sick or having an accident. It is not a happy thing. And when I do the best and most challenging days video, that's a time to get out your day planner and mark the days that are going to be the most challenged. And we already know that if it has a day of the pig, monkey, tiger, we want to really watch out for all of those things I just mentioned. Okay, money, health, safety, relationships, basically your life, right? So one of the things to understand about the fire penalty is each of those animals begins a season. What I was realizing with how this year 2025 begins is, unfortunately, since the snake is the start of summertime, The tiger is the beginning of spring. It makes me stop and share with you one of my favorite I Ching readings. And the I Ching is the Book of Changes. It is one of the oldest oracles on the planet. This teaching is one of my favorites. It led me to offering women's retreats called Wintering. Now, the 4 seasons shows up in our daily life and in the broader spectrum of things. Let me explain. This is really cool. So if you want to know where you are in your life, ask yourself, which season does it feel like you're in? Once you've identified the season you're in, you're able to understand where you're going next, right? So if you're in a wintering time is when you might be unemployed, you are doing a lot of self-care, maybe you're going on a retreat, maybe you've retired, maybe you have ended a relationship and you are spending a lot of time alone, processing, restoring yourself. It is a time that is not active. It is a time of meditation, withdrawal from social interaction. It is a time of quiet rest. It is a good time in wintering to process, to plan, to dream, and imagine. And that leads you to the spring. And spring is the season where those ideas are planted. And we begin the process of something new, like a new relationship, like a new job, right? Moving to a new house, relocating to a new country, things like that. Big springtime. There's a lot of energy in spring. You've been resting all winter, and so now you have the energy for spring. Your spring can be a stop and start, because many springs, you might have a cold front come through and there's snow or sleet, right? So the spring is not a guarantee that the seeds you've planted and the things that are sprouting aren't going to also have a frost that shows up every now and then. A moment where you're going to have to reassess, recalibrate, pull back, reflect, which is coming back into the wintering, and then go back, right? Then once the spring is solid and you really feel that relationship, job, whatever is solid, then you move into the full flowering of summer. And summer is abundant. It's where you start to reap the rewards of those wintering dreams that sprouted in the spring and are now there for you to enjoy. And eventually, inevitably, comes the harvest of autumn. And in the autumn harvest, we stop and pause and we show gratitude for the journey and all the abundance that's happened. And after the abundance, the harvest, we go into wintering and rest and cycle through again. All right. I hope that's helpful. Now, this feels like a tug of war, given that, right? Because if the spring starts in the tiger month of February, and we have a year that's a summer, we are being thrust into summer. And depending on where you are in your life, it can feel like a lot. For instance, if you are in a wintering and somebody is pushing you into a summer and you're missing that opportunity to really put down roots, whatever it is that you grow is not likely to last. Yeah, think about it. And then, we think, well, okay, I'm coming into this summertime of a year and we start in spring. And it feels like we're being rushed through the springtime process. It's almost like you're having to over water, fertilize the start of your year. It's like, oh my God, I've got to throw everything at it. We've got to get to the summer. It feels rushed. And it feels like we're not given the time to really land in the year and to feel into the spring. Then, just to add this to the soup of all of this a little bit more, and God help us, we have to keep our humor, friends. We've just got to keep our humor. The Flying Stars Feng Shui for February 2025, the stars are doubled. So I am going to take us around the boggle wheel right now. This is also a fabuloso time for you to get your Feng Shui consultation with me. We can Zoom anywhere around the world. So get in touch with me if that speaks to you. We're going to start in the center, where I always like to begin, just like a mandala. We start in the center where we can focus. Now, the center this year, and I'm going to give both the period 9 star as well as the annual star, and then the monthly. But since the monthly is the same as the annual, we just know that this is all supercharged. And that's what I mean. Do you see the feeling that we're going in with? It feels fast and furious right from the get-go. So that being said, I am filming this on the 15th of January. This video, I think, is going to probably go out on the 20th. And so I want you to take into account that you have about 2 weeks to get yourself in order, plant your own roots, whatever that means to you. Get yourself aligned and ready. Clear your calendar as much as you can, so that you are really devoting time to organizing yourself in anticipation of this new year coming, okay? So the 2 star is in the center. We have the 9 star for period 9 here, and the earth is in, the 2 star is an earth star, the center is earth. This feels very much like a little nest. It's very much at home here. Now, there are many Chinese astrologers out there who are still saying that that's the 2 star is a sickness star. It is not a sickness star. That was period 8. Last year, 2024, we moved into period 9, and the 2 star is in a transition period. Through period 9, it is slowly going to become more and more benevolent, not malevolent. So we want to take care of it. And one of the best ways to do that is contain it in an earthy space. Now, the fiery 9 star is what we don't want, because that fire fuels the 2 star. And that can be too much energy all at once. Yeah, you start to see the feeling of this year, right? So we have to be mindful of the 2 star reverting back to its period 8 qualities. So if you start noticing everybody in the house getting sick, check the center of your home. Now, as far as cures go, I would say that a dragon-headed turtle, a metal dragon-headed turtle, and or a singing bowl or a round metal bowl can be very advantageous, because the metal is a draining quality. But that being said, overall, the center for this year is advantageous for wealth, fame, and success. We just need to make sure that it is kept in balance, kept in check, that we don't just ignore it and assume it's going to be vibrant. Bring in something purple. And if you don't have any room, maybe you don't have room in the center of your house to place things, you can hang a black and white prayer or a poem that really feels like it has a lot of protective qualities around it. Could also be a picture of an angel, but black and white is ideal. And again, bring in something purple. Then we're going to come around to the southeast. Now the southeast was the home of the dragon, and each direction has 3 pieces. Southeast 1, Southeast 2, Southeast 3. Southeast 3, right next door to the south, is where the snake rests. And we always say we do not want to agitate the animal of the year. So this is an honored space, not to be disturbed with digging, renovations, loud noises. I kind of think to myself, I shouldn't be surprised, but I am, by how people go in and do these renovations in their home and then wonder why everything is going wrong. And really and truly, date selection for something like that, like a renovation, is so critical to the success of that renovation. The 1 star is in the southeast, which is compatible. The 1 star is a water star, but the 8 star, which is an earth star, does not really work in this direction at all. It's very challenged. And yet, this combination brings money luck, future wealth, promotion, success, helpful people, and good relationships. So it is a good place specifically for an office, a teacher, or a student. But, because the snake is in the southeast 3, that far corner, and we do not want to face the southeast, that direction is 142.5 to 157.5 on the compass, and that's where you want to take a pair of PIs, P-I, second word Y-A-O. These little beasts you face into that direction for protection. This is also the placement for a Tai Shui image or a Grand Duke statue. Again, for protection and honoring the year of the snake. You could also have a snake statue here. We don't want any loud noise or commotion. And the 1 star is our future wealth star in period 9. This is a great place to put your vision board, or it can be just a random list of things that you want to manifest in 2025. Either way, that is where you want to place that. Again, somewhere in the southeast. The colors here are blue. Blue is the mitigating color. And with that can be a little metal, a little black, and a little gray. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for the southeast. Be really super mindful if that is a bedroom or a main entrance. Really would prefer that not to be the case. The 6 metal is in the south. Now, this time, unlike last year that was such a commotion, this year, the 6 metal with the period 9-4 is creating a conflicted area, but the combination of all of this is great for wealth and status, fame, rising in power, and success. In fact, if you want to build your career, and motivate change, also for travel, display a red horse facing the door to that room. If it's a main entrance, you can use 6 Chinese coins hung from the door. This is where we want to bring in the color yellow. Is going to be a great mitigating color. And also add earth like crystals, citrine and amber and pottery. And on a round yellow plate, display 6 gold ingots. Okay. Alrighty. Now, we're going to come around to the southwest, which is one of the best best directions for 2025. This is the 8 Earth star visiting and the 6 metal for period 9. And this is 8 star is an Earth star sitting in the southwest, which is an Earth direction. We have 3 of these instances in 2025, and this one is super beneficial. We just want to make sure it isn't too Earth heavy for your health, but otherwise, this is a great place for wealth and good fortune. We want to do a little bit of amber and pottery, display a gold Buddha for money luck, and 8 yellow silk flowers in an earthen vase in a prominent location. And the 8 star, for the 4 star in period 8 used to be our romance education star. And now that's the 8 star. So this is the placement for your love altar. If you want to bring a new relationship in or revitalize an existing relationship, you put 2 rose quartz crystals together, a pair of birds, and a picture, favorite pictures of the 2 of you, or a picture of a couple you greatly admire. The west is the 4 wood star, which wood and metal obviously don't work well. The 2 earth is here for period 9. So there is a lot of conflict here that really requires that we bring in watery colors like blue. And this is kind of like a mixed bag because there's like fighting among women, but there's also academic luck. There's mental health challenges, but there's also popularity. So it's a little bit wonky in here. What I would suggest is 4 stalks of lucky bamboo in a blue vase in a prominent location. If you're a student or a teacher, or this is an office, use a brass pagoda on your desk. So again, we're bringing in watercolors, blue. It could also be black. All right. 3 wood is in the northwest with the period 9 1 water star. This is all working, but this is the northwest is in the opposite location, just like last year, of the southeast where the snake is. Now, just like the snake is just almost in the south, the pig, which is the enemy of the snake, is almost in the north. This is the place of the annual Shui Po year breaker. And so we really want to be mindful of no loud noise or construction. Be really mindful if you have to sleep here or use this as a main entrance. Not ideal. One of the things I would recommend is a 4 celestial animals talisman. You can also use a red happy hodi to bring harmony into relationships. You don't want any moving water here. You want to keep this area nice and quiet. Remember again, don't face the southeast in 2025. All right, we are coming around to the 7 metal star visiting the north with period 9 5 earth. This is a really challenged area. Not my favorite at all, but what are you going to do? So there's a lot of fighting. There's threat of surgery or illness, and bankruptcy, financial problems, safety issues if this is a front door. Be really mindful of this location, friends. There's a lot. This is some fighting, nasty energy in the north. You can use a round metal bowl to absorb the toxic chi. This is a bedroom and you can't sleep anywhere else. Use Wulu health gourds and a salt water cure under your bed. Don't use this as a main entrance, and if you have to, make sure you've got security set up. And you can use nice lush house plants and plant flowers out front that bloom blue and white flowers. Then the northeast is, the northeast is a really wonky, horrible corner of the Bagua for 2025. This is the 5 Earth star at home in the earthy northeast with period 9, 3 wood. This is anything and everything that can go bad, from illnesses, accidents, and horrible events are likely. So do not disturb this. Do not sleep here. And I really hope you don't have a front door in the northeast. And again, the blog that I have on Khameleon's website is there for you to see all the cures, all the colors to avoid and the colors to use, so that you've got all this information there. And we want to use metal in the northeast because that's going to drain the 5 star. And outside, if this works in your configuration, have a 6-rod metal wind chime outside. Yeah. Last but not least, the 9 fire. Our period 9 star lands in the east, which is fabulous. The period 9 star here, that's a 7 star, not entirely my favorite, but overall, this seems to be an area for good fortune. It is the placement of the Sansha, or 3 killings for 2025. It kind of feels like so much of the Bagua, right? Like you're just going around, all the way around, feels like there are so many areas that have conflict. So it's important that you're using the right decor. It's important that you've got the right cures in place. And it's important that you're entering through the most auspicious entrance and avoiding sleeping in the most volatile areas where you could wind up sick or having surgery. So to appease the Sansha affliction, place 3 celestial beast mirror or plaque here, a couple healthy plants, and in a prominent place, put 9 purple silk flowers in a green vase. Can also scatter around some amethyst crystals. This is, I would use the predominantly green and wood element in here with a little bit of purple. All right, so just to recap, the best directions for February in order of goodness to okayness: southwest, south, east, and southeast. Worst directions: northeast, north, northwest, west, and center. Now, interesting, the snake for 2025 is going to highlight Central West Africa up into the Middle East and into Central Eastern Europe. So take note of events going on there. Okay. And I think that's it. Oh my gracious, your questions and comments are welcome. Please keep them kind and respectful. I hope that your entrance into 2025 is full of good fortune, as we all deserve to have a beautiful, healthy, prosperous year ahead. And a lot of this begins with how you live your life ethically, kindly, right? And one of my favorite things to do is to address everyone as a friend. From the person that's bagging the groceries to somebody that you just pass and bump into. Excuse me, friend. It softens the world around you. And it warms the mood as well. So when you're asking someone, even if it's something hard, like somebody's crossed a boundary, you can gently say, "No, thank you, friend." And it lands so much more softly, right? So anyway, thank you again. Be well, and Happy New Year.